July ushers in the second part of the year, most importantly, the business end of preparations for the next year's general elections. In Osun State, July brings home a date with destiny as Government House Osogbo will know its next tenant. The election management body, INEC, has marshaled its key staff to deliver a credible process while political parties are jostling for new converts before election morning. At the national level, political parties are recalibrating for better relevance. New friends are being made while old acquaintances seem to be jumping ship. Also on Political Update today, we have a discussion on election security and a conversation with a young governorship candidate who insists that tomorrow is here. This and more shortly. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. In football, a substitution made even in the dying minutes of a match can still make a telling contribution to the outcome of the game. This seems to be the overriding feeling as Senate confirmed the ministerial appointees of President Muhammadu Buhari this week, just a year to the expiration of the tenure.
The ministers designate are Henry Iko from Abia State, former Commissioner for Industry, Science and Technology, Umana Akwa Ibom State, Director of Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, Joseph Nkama, Commissioner for Industry in Ebonyi State, and Goodluck Opia, Commissioner for Petroleum Resources in Imo State. Others include Umar Ibrahim El Yakub, Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, House of Representatives, Ademola Adegoroye, Special Assistant to the Ondo State Governor, and Odum Udi from Rivers State, former Chairman, Abua Odua Local Government Area of Rivers State. They are expected to step into the shoes of those who stepped down. Senators demanded to know how they will contribute to job creation, industrialization, more revenue generation, and improved security.
This country, this great country, can build modular refinery in most of the Niger Delta state. We need to take advantage of that.
As Managing Director of the Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority, I have initiated a number of reforms.
Science degree in business education, specializing in management. I also have a master's degree in corporate governance obtained from Leeds Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom.
The president needs us to succeed. And of course, Nigerians look up to us to ensure their safety, their security.
The nominees also expressed concern on the lingering ASU strike.
And we know that from the same source, the same national pulse, there are several contending interests seeking attention from the national pulse. My advice would be that government and ASU will have to come to a compromise.
I'm not blaming them. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm not saying they don't have a right to disagree with government. But in doing this, the interests of Nigeria, the interest of our children, the interest of the city, of the system, must always, be thought about.
In any capacity, helping Mr. President to execute his programs faithfully.
The 1 year that you will be in office is a long period because it depends on what we do. You could be there for 1 year, but your impact could be there like you've been there for 10 years.
The senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, Philip Aduda, once again raised the constitutional point of order, stressing that a minister should be appointed from the Federal Capital Territory.
That FCT should be recognized and accorded that right, whereby a minister can be appointed from the FCT to represent the FCT at the Federal Executive Council.
Senate resolved to send a delegation to London to visit former Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, and to engage the British High Commission to ensure justice is sustained in his trial. Senator Ibrahim Shekarau defected from the APC to the NNPP. APC now has 64 senators, PDP 38, NNPP 4, ABGA 1, YPP 1, and Labour Party 1.
Also this week, House of Representatives passed for second reading a bill which seeks the establishment of Electoral Offences Tribunal in Nigeria. The bill also seeks to the establishment of Electoral Offences Commission.
The Electoral Offences Tribunal Establishment Bill is seen as critical and of significance to the amended Electoral Act 2022, sponsored by House Leader and 4 other members. It made provisions for investigation and prosecution of electoral offences towards the improvement of electoral process for credibility.
To reform our electoral system through the Electoral Act and give Nigerians a system that is going to throw off leaders that are accountable and responsible to the yearnings and aspirations of the people.
To establish the commission that will be dedicated to the deterrence and punishment of electoral offenders.
The People's Democratic Party says it has gone back to the drawing board to strategize towards winning the July 16 governorship election in Osun State. This was at the inauguration of the PDP National Campaign Council for the election.
It's a 128-member National Campaign Council chaired by the governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, who was absent at this event. The party's vice presidential candidate and governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, and his Taraba counterpart, Darius Ishaku, were however present at the inauguration, presided over by the Deputy National Chairman North, Umar Damagun, on behalf of the PDP National Chairman, Iyocha Ayu.
We have a very popular candidate in Osun. We have no reason not to bring back Osun.
And we will go all out there to ensure that we have victory for our party. If you get to Osun, if there are any difficulties, you may have to break down into different cells to negotiate and come with an agreement.
Members of the National Campaign Council resolved to work hard towards ensuring victory for the party's candidate, Senator Adebola Adeleke, who is contesting the position for the second time.
We will work with the campaign council to make sure that victory is achieved.
The Osun State governorship election is slated for July 16, 2022.
Another report says the PDP in Osun is however witnessing some exodus of party loyalists and stalwarts. The defectors were received into the APC by some national leaders of the ruling party.
But defectors whose numbers cut across different wards and local government areas of Osun State were received at Nelson Mandela Freedom Park in Osogbo by the APC National Secretary, Senator Iyola Omishuri, and other party stalwarts. The defectors, led by Wale Ojo, former factional PDP state chairman, include PDP chieftain and former member of House of Representatives representing Ife Federal Constituency, Honorable John Fashogbon, Albert Adeogun, running mate to PDP candidate in the 2018 governorship election, and Ayodele Asalu, former member House of Representatives from Ede. The defectors said their decision to dump PDP for APC in Osun State was as a result of the outstanding performance of Governor Oyetola since assumption of office.
The first 4 years of Oyetola, he tried to change the change. He really changed the change. That is why I decided to join him.
One of the credits you can give to Oyetola, there are too many to catch in a minute. But I want to tell you that we have come to collaborate with him, to assist him, so that I can do better for us.
So it shows that the party has gone far. So that is the potency, encouragement that people has a massive role for. Because it's the difference between APC and PDP. From candidates to leadership to structure and network of the people.
The election is supposed to be free and fair. We don't have to ask anybody to vote. Let everybody exercise his or her right without anything. We don't put violence. The state is the most free state in Nigeria, and I want it so.
Okay, we are getting to the home run towards the 2023 elections after this last off-cycle or off-season governorship election in the state of Osun. We'll be looking at the main game next year. And the APC says it is embarking on mass campaigns with youths at the heart of it. Chairman, National Task Force on Registration and Revalidation of Youths in APC, Ben Duntoye, joins us today. Ben, thank you for joining us. And as the secretary there, Honorable Guinea Kator, is also a federal commissioner. And of course, she's here as the secretary of the committee. Let me start like this. Last year, you told us you had 40 million. You did registration. Now you're doing registration and revalidation again. What informed this? You have a checklist already. You have some data already. Can't you work with that?
Yeah, thank you very much. You agree with me that in any political party, the youth are the fulcrum, the strength, the backbone of the party. We have the majority of the population, and what we try to do under the able leadership of the current national youth leader, Dayo Israel, and with the instruction of the National Working Committee under Senator Dr. Abla Adamu, is to revalidate, to put proper records and digitalize the youth department of the APC. So what we're doing now is that this organization that have existed, we're just revalidating it and making it be on the website of the youth wing of the party, while new ones are still going to be registered. It's going to be youth groups, student groups, a lot of them support groups that are everywhere. So the purpose is to further strengthen the party, let us know actually the number. Of course, but at the end of the day, we're still going to come back here and tell you the number as it increases. So, and this is going to be done across the geopolitical.
Let me come to the secretary. The youths are now showing their PVCs. You guys are now very much interested in them. Is it as a result of the massive registration of youths across the country, because they can change the game at any time now?
Well, I agree with you that the youth can change the game, of course. And that is why the Youth Leaders Office has put this in place. And, youth has always been there on board to change the narrative and all of that. They haven't really been sleeping, though. But we can see more people coming on board now, more youth getting interested in getting their PVC to be able to put in their vote. And for us, our party, APC, we are not sleeping either. And you can see the personality that has been put in there as a youth leader, a young guy that knows what it takes to get youth together. And you don't say because you've got data, you've got all the people and all of that, we want more. And we want to also continue to be together and speak to those who we already have and get them to bring more. So together with the youth, we think we're going to make it.
All right, Chairman, the issue is this. Youth are saying, we don't want to be mere statistics again. Just register us after I will come again in another cycle of 4 years. They want to actively participate. They want to be appointed. They want to contribute their quota. They said it's no longer an issue of tomorrow, that tomorrow is now. Yes. Are you taking this message also to those who sent you to do this? That it's not about just packing youths in one place and counting 1, 2, 3. They want to be a part of the process, and they are agitating. You need to be on the social media these days to see exactly what the youths are talking about. And the movement is on. Are you beyond deploying your huge assets as a ruling party? Are you also getting feedback from the youth vis-a-vis what they want between now and 2023 and then 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, thank you very much. With the APC is doing that, and you agree with me that one of the parties in Nigeria now that is really considering youth inclusion is APC. You know, you find out we just had our national convention where we picked our president, picked governors, senators, and all of that. You find out that the party gave away about 50% for young people to encourage them to participate. You know, and after this, as I'm talking to you now, there's a strategic youth committee meeting all in the Sheraton, the Hilton, where we have all the state youth leaders, all these the regional youth leaders and some selected youth leaders across Nigeria.
How many of them are below 40?
majority, the party follows the national
We
youth
used to
policy
have
now.
a youth leader in one of the parties, not to
Oh.
mention the name, who was over 50 at the
50,
time.
yeah.
And but I think the only connection with the youth was face cap and jeans, but the age was away from the youth. But are we seeing a recalibration of the process and not say leaders of tomorrow or wait for your time? Let me come to Ginika very quickly. Are we seeing a new message to the youths? Are you communicating with them in, the kind of, way that the Nigerian youths will understand and also come and, be a part of this process, just not as part of the head count?
Of course, as you can see, like I said, we have put a lot of strategies in place where the youth can also have a sense of belonging. He just mentioned the 50%, discount for them, because of course it would have been free, but most times you don't value what you don't pay for. So, and we get them to just say 50% for them to understand that APC want more youth on board. And not only that, we went ahead to discuss with governors. We went state by state, canvassing for the youth. Tell the governors that, look, there are areas where you just have to allow the youth to take. And if you look at the election done this period, the primaries, you will see a lot of youth coming on board. Look at states, Lagos states, Ebonyi, just count them. You see youth being included in what's unlike what it used to be. So for APC, the message is already there that we know that youth are also one of the greatest vital tools to get, to get the country moving forward and making progress. So youths in APC, they are well included.
All right, can you tell us a bit of, we know about, your terms of reference, which have spoken about revalidation and all that, and registration ahead of elections. Almost every party is trying to do that. Some are doing theirs online as well. But what Nigerians are saying, especially those who are keen watchers of the Nigerian political scene, is that are the parties thinking, including yours, of issues of succession? Are you mentoring the youth, not just canvassing for votes and getting them into your fold? Are you having a template to mentor the youths so that they can learn the ropes, and then it does not become something of some kind of mystery when they get there, so they don't falter?
Yeah. Before I forget, next month, I think the national youth leader is planning a national youth summit, where all youth across Nigeria are going to be there. It's going to be leadership, training, capacity building, and all of that. Like I told you, yesterday was one, today is for another group of people. We're doing that. And for our committee, talking about youth inclusiveness, you find out that this committee comprises of people that are young professionals in different fields. You can see we have a powerful member of a federal commissioner in the Federal Character Commission as a secretary and all of that. So we are bridging the gap and letting the youth have more sense of belonging. And we see that come to the national secretariat, go to the state secretariat on daily basis. Now you see young people engaging, not in Togri this time around. Intellectual. We're bringing headgears together, cerebral young people across Nigeria, discussing way forward, strategy, how Nigeria could be a better place politically, socially, economically. So it's not just about this normal rally and noise now. The youth are really bringing a lot of things to the table. And by the time we finish this membership registration exercise, we're doing something like even identifying some of these silent and hidden talents that we have that can, in their state, local government, and even national, contribute to the development of the nation.
All right, let's move away from that very quickly. Of course, we know in the past youth have been used as cannon fodder for violence in elections. But let's still talk in elections. A special team of senior police personnel has been constituted to manage security during the general elections. First Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi says the team is also to equip officers with necessary skills on election security.
The teamwork we put on grant actually paid off, and that's why we had a very good and a successful election in Ekiti.
It is a briefing to review the performance of the force during the Ekiti governorship election, identify its challenges with a view to overcoming them in future elections.
Senior police officers of the rank of Deputy Inspectors General of Police, DIGs, Assistant Inspectors General of Police, AIGs, Commissioners of Police, TPs, and other heads of police formations, and carefully selected security and election management experts across the globe to engage in peer review and cross-fertilization of ideas on effective management of security before, during, and after the general elections in 2023.
We have full confidence in the professionalism, competence, and preparedness of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Akali Baba Usman, the police management team, and the officers and men of the force to discharge their fundamental responsibility as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Force Public Relations Officer assures that a retreat for the rank and file has also been organized on their conduct during elections.
And before we come back for the last line, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party has been formally presented to the umbrella bodies of the trade unions in Nigeria.
The trade unions are no longer willing to be onlookers in the decision-making and policy formulation processes in the country. They want to take advantage of their numerical strength, align with the population of the youths, especially the unemployed and underemployed, to change the narrative and install a government of their own through the ballot come 2023. The Peter Obi ticket of Labour Party is therefore their best bet. They are convinced that mobilizing and galvanizing the workers is not a challenge with the labor union structures already in place.
This can only work if we have leaders that are willing to connect with the people, hear from the people, know the problem of the people, and then work to address those issues.
I think that it is important that we all rally around this effort, lift the Labour Party, and turn and build for the future of our country.
For Peter Obi and the party, Nigerian workers can now decide for themselves whether what they want are in all the options now laid bare in the candidates of all the political parties.
There's a lot of us who are contesting to be president today. We have 8 months. Go and scrutinize our power. Let's know where they are coming. And let nobody come and speak to through proxy. Let them come in front. So we hear from their mouth.
A lot of Nigerians who never bothered to pick their PVCs, who didn't even bother to register, are today queuing up to register and pick their PVCs. It is because they believe in the candidacy of Peter Obi.
All right, take your PVC. Like people are saying, PVC is a ticket to a better future. Let's, before we go very quickly, one word, to prospective voters. This is election year we are staring at. Beyond your terms of reference and all that, are you giving the message of peace?
Yes. APC is a party of peace. We're the party that cares so much about the unity of this country, about the progress of this country, and we're telling every Nigerian youth to maintain the peace, and also, like you just said now, to collect their PVCs.
Are you listening to the youths?
Of course, we are listening to the youth.
And when they ask you anything for the boys?
Yeah, we take care of them. However, we are also passing. You can see our presidential candidate. It's a man of peace. He's moving from one state to the other. For those who stepped down and those who did not, it can say it speaks of peace and forgiveness.
All right, that has been the program for this week. We will, of course, continue with our preview of the Osun governorship election, and we'll be taking the various views from different parties contesting that election. Of course, we'll be there live as well. Your first point of call is Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's finest and largest, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews for the weekend. And this is the season. I continue to say it. Use your thumb, not your fist. Play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.